Very frightening for everyone.
All this week, we're taking a look at the first 100 days of President Trump's administration, and immigration certainly has been a hot topic since day one. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 4:30. I'm Kara Sundlin. A current refugee ban is now affecting how some Connecticut agencies help people resettle. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, is here to explain. Sam?
At the Connecticut Institute for Refugees and Immigrants in Bridgeport, the last 100 days can only be described as chaotic.
Very quickly, we learned that we need to expect the unexpected.
President and CEO Susan Schnitzer says a lot of things have changed, but the biggest was the immediate shutdown of the refugee resettlement program.
But what a refugee technically is somebody who has fled their home country due to war, violence, persecution, famine.
Schnitzer says when those refugees flee, they typically flee to a second country. Most end up in refugee camps. About 1% end up in a third country, like the U.S., with the goal of creating a permanent home. The Institute typically helps about 300 refugees every year resettle in Connecticut. But the last family allowed into Connecticut arrived January 17th.
We have a family where mom and two kids were waiting in home country. Dad and two kids traveled first. They were traveling within a week or two of each other. Well, mom and the two kids are now stuck back at the refugee camp.
The Trump administration says they shut the program down because the U.S. lacks the ability to absorb large numbers of migrants, and in particular refugees, into its communities in a manner that does not compromise the availability of resources for Americans.
I have that passion of helping people, whatever way I can do it.
Dale B. Akasaki is the director of refugee services at the Institute. He is a refugee himself, fleeing the war in the Congo in the early 2000s.
We lived in Uganda as refugees for 11 years.
His family came to Connecticut in 2014 through the Refugee Resettlement Program and the Institute. It saved his life.
The city was amazing because when we came as a refugee, what the city does is to resettle refugees. You have a case manager who helps you to do everything.
Deo now does the same thing for refugees and immigrants coming in, helping them on their path to citizenship and self-sufficiency.
And seeing after sometimes people can buy cars, they are able to pay their rent by themselves. They are able to take care of their expenses by themselves.
But both Deo and Schnitzer say it's getting harder to help when they don't have answers. For example, their program working with unaccompanied minors.
I'm working with them around knowing their rights and seeing if they have any form of legal relief. And in addition, we're working with children as they're reuniting with sponsors in the community.
Has been on and off the chopping block.
We've seen stop work orders, and then you can go ahead and work. If nobody's there to help these children as they're integrating into the community, their risk for trafficking, for abuse, and for other types of exposure just go through the roof.
They say all of this uncertainty has just led to fear in a state that once felt like home.
All the clients we work with are on some legal pathway towards citizenship. We have clients who are fearful of going to their naturalization ceremonies because they fear they may be picked up before that. We have clients that are afraid to send kids to school, go to the grocery store, and I'm talking about clients that have legal status here in the United States.
Several agencies in the country have sued to restart the refugee resettlement program. Schnitzer says the issue is still stuck in the courts, and they have not received notice on when or if the program will restart. The Trump administration has allowed refugees from South Africa to come through the program. About 100 are set to arrive in the U.S. in the next couple months. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Okay.